Ms. Omar, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Thank you all for being here. Chancellor Block, just for clarification, the video that we just watched, we saw people moving around. Was it possible, do you think, for that student to be able to get into campus? Was that student actually being blocked from entering campus?
Well, that was in the middle of, excuse me, that was in the middle of campus, not being blocked from being on campus, maybe being blocked from a pathway on campus, which he shouldn't be allowed to, he should be allowed to pass. I mean, any part of campus is open to students, so blocking him was really inappropriate.
I appreciate that. The recent images from UCLA are appalling. What is more appalling is that it was completely preventable. You could have prevented this by protecting the diverse groups of pro-Palestinian students that were peacefully gathered on campus to share meals, stand in solidarity against a brutal genocide. You could have prevented this by protecting these students' First Amendment right to assemble. You could have prevented this when you learned about rats being released into the encampment. You could have prevented this when there was an anonymous group funded and constructed a giant video with loudspeakers to play vile and disturbing footage. You could have prevented this when you saw an angry mob on campus on the night of April 30th, but you did not. Instead, you, the UCLA leadership and law enforcement, stood by for hours as the mob of agitators gathered near the encampment with a clear intention to cause violence. And because of your inaction, they acted on the intention and brutally attacked students you were responsible for. This happened in front of your eyes, on your campus, and it was live streamed for the whole world to see. So I would like to know if you are truly committed to keeping your students safe. How did you fail these students at many critical points where you could have intervened?
Thank you for the question, but I'm sorry, but I reject the premise. These students.
How do you reject the premise? Are these pictures lying? Are these pictures? Are any of these people in jail?
Can I finish my statement?
No. Are any of these people in jail? Are any of these people arrested?
LAPD is working on trying to identify the people who were assailants that evening. We were committed to finding out the people that were involved.
It's been over a month. I submit for the record an article that the CNN has produced.
Without objection.
Why did you not immediately send the police that were standing by, your campus police, law enforcement, to intervene?
We tried. We notified, as soon as we saw the violence, we notified all of our mutual aid partners. We tried to get police there as quickly as possible. But going back to my original point, so this encampment was against policy. This violated time, place, and manner.
If I may, the footage from that night reveals that some of the most dramatic attacks were carried out by individuals not affiliated with UCLA, not the university students, faculty that were arrested. Why have the violent agitators, who you know have been identified, not been held accountable for assaulting over 150 of your students? You should be ashamed in the fact that you failed your students. You should be ashamed for letting a peaceful protest gathering get hijacked by an angry mob. You should be ashamed for allowing such violence to take place on your campus, which will now be weaponized by Republicans in this committee. You played right into the hands in laying the ground for attacking institutions of public education, stripping students of their rights, and broader repression of movements. I know that my time is up. I would like to submit these images into the record.
Without objection.
And an open letter to the UCLA community from the UCLA Jewish faculty and staff.